Hey, it's Mr. Bassard here again with your tip of the day. So today I want to talk about a concept called winning by losing. That's an interesting concept, isn't it? How do you win by losing? Well, let me start by telling you a story. This story took place probably about 30 years ago in the 1990, sometime like that, and I was competing at a tournament up in Pennsylvania. And at the time, I weighed probably about 170 pounds, a little lighter than I am today, but when I was at that tournament, I was really supposed to be in the middleweight division, but my instructor told, we had 3 competitors, and he told us, listen, one of you is going to fight in the lightweight division, one of you is going to fight in middleweight, and one of you is going to fight in heavyweight. So I was about the same size as these guys, but somehow I ended up in the heavyweight division, and I'm fighting guys that are 200, 220 pounds, big guys. I'm almost 6 feet. Those guys were 6'3", 6'4", really strong, fast guys with long legs. So I went into the tournament, and the advantage I had was I was faster than most of those guys. So I was able to use my speed to defeat a lot of them early on. But as the tournament went on, there was this one guy. He was giant, about 6'5", 215 pounds, and he had super fast techniques. And I was like, my goodness, if I have to fight him, this is going to be trouble. So I started thinking about my strategy. So the time came, we made it to the finals. I'm on one side, he's on the other. The referee says, go. We get in our stance, and the guy starts throwing these kicks. And of course, I turn and I ran out of bounds. And the referee kind of says, hey, you got to stay in bounds. So I said, yes, sir. And we lined up again. We're ready to go. We're bouncing around. Next thing you know, he's coming at me again. I turn around, I ran out of bounds again. So this guy kind of gives me a look because he thinks I'm afraid of him, but I'm not really afraid of him. All I'm trying to do is set a trap for him. So the referee says, hey, if you run out of bounds again, 1 minus point. I said, yes, sir. So this time again, I start bouncing. But what happened was this guy, he needed to come after me to get that point because I'd already shown him that I wasn't going to stay here. I was going to run backwards. So he knew he had to really come after me if he was going to get me. And that's exactly what I wanted him to do. So the next time the referee said go, that guy, he came roaring at me. And as soon as he came roaring at me, instead of going that way, I went straight in and I drove this punch right through him and got the point. And I won the championship. That's winning by losing in a sparring competition. But what does that have to do with your martial arts training? Well, let me tell you, if you're a young person at home, let me give you an example. Maybe you're at home and your brother or sister are there and you guys were playing outside and you came inside and one of you left the door open. And maybe your sister says, hey, you left the door open. And you say, no, I didn't leave the door open. And mom says, somebody shut the door. Well, no, he has to shut it. No, she has to shut it. Well, all you're doing is you're arguing. So sometimes what you have to do is you have to win by losing. Maybe you weren't the one who left the door open. But what you can say is you can say, you know what? Maybe you're right, sis. Maybe it wasn't me. But maybe I just did it and I didn't remember. So you go ahead, shut the door, and the argument's over. So sometimes you can win by losing and solve an argument. And that's really what winning by losing is all about. So that's just one example. So I'll tell you what I want you to do. As you're watching this video, I want you to write down in the comment section some different ways that you can win by losing. I want you to think about that, and that's your tip for the day.